Really the key for her against any team, but especially the Sooners. She has to limit those free passes. She's got 40 walks on the year, so limiting those free passes and making Oklahoma earn their way on is going to be imperative.
Both coaches shuffled their batting orders a bit for game 2. Ella Parker moving up to second in the order. She has homered in 3 straight games for the Sooners. What a job for Oklahoma and this coaching staff after they lost their top 3 pitchers and 6 of their 8 field starters from a year ago. And they jump into the SEC and they win the regular season championship. They will be the 1 seed into the SEC tournament next week in Athens, Georgia. This player's a big reason why right here. Top batting average in the league coming into the weekend for Cassidy Pickering.
She's one of few that has stayed very consistent, even in SEC play. Hitting .430 on the season, .422 in the conference.
And Oklahoma will start out with a free pass. Ella Parker, the sophomore from Los Angeles, so she and Pickering came in a year ago, had a big impact on a senior-laden team, and now those two jump into the leadership role, guiding all these newcomers. Took some lumps along the way.
Well, I love it. Leadership roles as sophomores. I mean, that's how impactful they were as freshmen. It's pretty amazing.
Well, you know how young this team is when your on-deck hitter, Nellie McEnroe-Marinas, is the captain after not playing last year. She's a redshirt freshman. And after a season full of FOMO, she told us this week, watching her teammates win the national championship, she is the most vocal of this new group that's come aboard.
Yeah, just a lot of maturity all the way around. You know, the youngsters not afraid to talk, contribute.
It's been good to see Ella Parker get back to doing Ella Parker things too. She really struggled in the beginning of SEC play. Last 8 games, hitting .500. 3 home runs, 4 extra base hits. And the biggest thing, we've talked a lot about her lower leg injury. It's that front leg. That was the biggest thing. The slug wasn't there. She was still managing to get hits. Now she's getting into that front side.
Takes a strike there, 2-2. Look at the jump in the last 10 games. Starting to feel a lot more comfortable and stronger on that leg injury. She reaches out for that, ropes it to the gap in right center, and sliding in safely with a double, and 2 in scoring position right away for the Sooners. Threw the bat at this one.
Such a strong hitter. We talked about that front foot, it getting down, but this one's all hands. She's able to get around an outside pitch. You guys, normally you get around something like that, you hit it to right field, it's off the end of the bat, this gets all the way to the wall. That's how strong Ella Parker is, and honestly, how confident she is swinging the bat.
So an RBI opportunity immediately for Nellie Mack. 6 runs batted in her last 8 games with 4 home runs. She was spectacular in their series sweep of Texas last weekend. Will roll outside the bag.
Well, Nellie Mack with a lot of home run power, 14 home runs. How about Pickering, Nellie Mack, and Garcia? All of them with 14 home runs. Just so much balance at the top of this lineup. All of them over 40 RBIs as well.
Ground ball to short. Runners will have to hold 1 down. Well read there by the veteran Riley Holtorf. Kept Pickering in place, and that'll bring up Gabby Garcia, the freshman from Chandler, Arizona. 1 for 5 yesterday. First pitch swinging, the backhand at second by Williams, over to first to get the out. But it's deep enough to that right side to get Pickering in and a 1-0 Oklahoma lead.
Yeah, and that's a great play by Williams because that saves the second run as well. Not only picking up that out, so good job.
2 down with Perker at third, and it's Ailana Agbayani, the junior transfer from BYU. Two for 2 in game 1 last night. She was on base all 5 times she came up with 3 free passes.
Yeah, it was her bunt single, too, that got the bases loaded. Lead to that winning run scoring. Thinking about it again there. She's got so much utilization and tools. A lot of power. Also can lay it down, even do some short game, speed.
Called strike, full count. Agbayani lifts that one out to center, and coming on to make the catch is the senior Kendra Falby. A run across for OU. Gators coming to shuffle the deck a little bit as well. It's Falby followed by Erickson and then Shoemaker tonight against Kirsten Deal, the left-hander, coming off probably her best outing of the year in a win against Texas last weekend. So lefty on lefty to start out with the top 3 in the lineup. Kendra Falby playing in her 251st game as a Florida Gator tonight. And has spent most of those games running around these base paths. Top 5 all time in hits and stolen bases and runs scored at Florida.
She arrived on the scene when Skylar Wallace was first a Gator as well, and the 2 of them at the top of the lineup, just amazing. Look at all those records.
She is looking to bounce back from her poorest night at the plate in her career last night. Went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts.
This was only the 2nd time all season that she didn't get on base.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how incredible Kendra Falby is. And she's not getting on with hits or finding the gap. She's walking, stealing bases.
When you think of that prototypical leadoff, I mean, Kendra Falby just comes to mind. Speed, bunt, slap. She's also learned to hit for power the last couple of years.
I loved what Walton said last year about her and Skylar Wallace. When one of them's on, we go heavy. When both of them are on, we run rule you.
Yeah.
Often the same can be said with this group, but it's another strikeout, her 2nd looking in the series. 1 down.
Well, this is lefty-lefty matchup. Kirsten Deal has the ability to throw a backdoor curveball, and that's a pitch that looks like it's going to hit you, and it bends into the back of the zone. And I still think that's close enough that Falby probably needs to wave at that, foul it off, get rid of it.
Jocelyn Erickson, who's usually a little further down the lineup, will step into the 2 spot here. She was 0 for 4 last night.
Deal has the ability to move the ball around. She's going to be in that mid to low 60s. She's got a good curveball she uses on both sides. It's changeup. The velocity is up this year over last year, but she's more pitch to contact. She has that really, really good defense behind her. She feeds them a lot of easy ground balls, so they're not just mashed at the defense. They're able to make that play, but you know, she's got a great ability using that curveball about 40% of the time, a rise ball upstairs about 28% of the time, and then a little bit of mix.
That pitch hit off the knob of Erickson's bat. 0-2. Of course, over the years for Patty Gasso, the lefty love from Jennifer Stewart and Kaylani Ricketts, Michelle Gascoigne, Paige Parker, and most recently, G. Juarez. Last year, Kelly Maxwell. Righty's just recently getting some play. The likes of Jordy Ball. Nicole May, four-year stalwart, and one of their losses on the pitching staff last year.
Well, that's going to be the pitch that the lefties are going to have to contend and deal with, that inside pitch, lefty-lefty matchup. And it's tough to see just, you know, we're both left-handed hitters. When you're going up against that lefty pitcher and they hide it behind their back, you've got to make some quick decisions.
Full count.
She battles it there. The biggest thing with Kirsten Deal is because it has that curveball spin, is it looks like it's going to hit your front hit as a hitter, and then it comes back over the plate. So your reaction's actually to jump out of the way. Look at Florida's offense, lefty versus righty, clearly hit right-handed pitchers, and they faced a lot of good lefties in the SEC.
And Erickson draws her 41st walk of the season. One out base runner for Florida, and here comes Taylor Shoemaker. Taylor's on the short list for SEC Freshman of the Year honors. Hitting .389 in her last 8 games with a couple of home runs. And that 71 RBI mark for the year is a new rookie record. She's 3 home runs shy of Brittany Schuette's freshman record of 19 at Florida.
Her and Nellie McEnroe Marinas, too, the 2 top freshmen.
And with Tori Edwards at LSU, yeah.
It's been fun to see, especially in this conference.
A lot of great freshmen. As well as Gabby Garcia, shortstop as well for.
Yeah, their left side is
it's crazy.
Youngsters.
With Taylor, too, and we talked about her from the beginning, the hot start, all the home runs. She had 9 home runs in like the first 2 weeks of the season. You're like, okay, wait till conference. Her numbers really did not drop. 370 regular, 338 within the conference. It was strong, even her first time in the SEC.
Shoemaker out to left center, and on the move is Abby Dayton, 2 down.
Oh, it looks like they're going to bring her back.
An illegal pitch called on Deal.
Shoemaker gets a bonus swing, bonus pitch.
Boy, we haven't seen many of those this year. So new life for Shoemaker. So instead of 2 outs, it's 2 on. And back-to-back freebies.
It's interesting, the fans caught it just as much. They've been counting down. Kirsten Deal takes a long time, a 20-second rule to be able to throw the pitch. It was interesting when Taylor hit that ball, all the fans were yelling about the clock. They were all over it.
Yeah, you saw the umpire kind of point almost like to his watch. I'm sure it was that timing violation.
Yeah, because if it was something with her mechanics or doing something illegal, the runner would have been able to advance.
So an early conference here for Jen Rocha, the former pitching coach at Florida. Tim Walton and the Gators a chance to strike right back after Oklahoma took the lead in the first inning. An RBI ground out from Gabby Garcia.
Tim Walton seeing something with Kirsten
Yeah.
Deal. That's why he's calling timeout. He's going down the dugout, making sure every hitter understands. They have these objectives where they scout the pitchers ahead of time, and when they're in batting practice, there's always a plan. What pitches you're hunting. That plan is now shifted.
Here's Reagan Walsh in the 4 spot with a couple on. Reagan playing in her 246th game at Florida. She's the active RBI leader in the country. Batting .339 this year with a runner in scoring position. 1 RBI away from tying her assistant coach, Francesca Anea, at number 2 all-time, ribbies.
Well, they're being very disciplined, not biting at anything upstairs.
Well, they're recognizing it's a tight zone. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not really getting the corners called, especially if it's at the top of the strike zone. Take a look at Francesca Anea there. It's advantage hitters right now.
Oh, Walsh may have swung at ball 4. The 45 home runs, number 5 in school history. Out of Redondo Beach, California. Laces that back up the middle. Erickson waved around. The throw to the plate offline, and Florida ties it up. Courtesy of the Walsh RBI single.
And after coming inside, get something more middle of the plate. So she had battled to get to this count. We talked about a tighter zone. This is where she had to come back over the middle of the plate. I mean, you're talking dead center right on the barrel of the bat. Had this been an accurate throw, they might have had a chance. I love that Tim sent her. Now the game all tied up.
Now Corbiotis can give him the lead.
And I'm surprised when that throw came all the way through that Shoemaker did not advance to third. She did have a couple of running mistakes last night, so probably just being a little bit conservative on the base paths.
Yeah, but she's so fast. She was standing on second when the throw was made.
Yes.
I think the cutoff man, too, did a good job of hiding whether or not she was going to cut it or not. Otis is better than 400 with runners in scoring position. Skies this. Hannah Core out in center. 2 down. So that would have been the 3rd out had there not been the pitch clock violation. May not be a run on the board just yet. So Florida able to take advantage. And here's Riley Holtorf, who has moved up. She's been batting 9th all year, but moving up to 6th tonight. Straightaway center, Core's got it. 1 apiece through 1 tonight. Fence is still pretty similar, even with all the new faces, than what they've been doing the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's just impressive. I mean, the biggest part, they're putting up, what, 7, 8 runs a game? And when you're a pitcher and you know your offense is going to throw that many runs up on the board, it is forgiving for you. You can go out there and you're not afraid to pitch, you're not afraid to throw the ball through the zone. Makes Mendoza happy because
Yes.
there's a lot of offense.
Offense all open. Didn't even mention the pitchers. It was amazing.
Well, no, we got the ace in there.
Yeah, we got the ace
No,
on
not in the
that.
puzzle. I'm talking about the open.
Oh,
Sorry, the
yeah.
game.
Yep, my bad.
Try to follow along.
I'm sorry, did you say something? Dayton reaches for that. It's a foot race, and Walsh got their first one down.
I think the most impressive part, though, about their offense is what is different, Beth, is the fact that they have come from behind. You know, in the past, they've had aces that have just shut teams out.
Yep.
They're scoring maybe 1 or 2 runs. We've seen Oklahoma in almost every SEC series be behind, and not by 1 or 2 runs, 4 or 5 runs, and they've come back to win those games with all of these newbies.
The pitching numbers are down, you know, ERA, strikeouts, all that good stuff. But they, I mean, just in the last couple of weeks, they've scored 8 or 9 runs to win squeakers with this offense delivering from top to bottom. Here's Sid Sanders. She's looking for some green grass, not going to find it there. Otis 2 down. You know what was impressive last night, guys? The bottom 3 in the lineup all drove in runs, as well as the home run hitters at the top.
And so those close games, and Coach Gasso knows this, that's why she wants this team, as young as they are, to go through these hard spells. They're 7-1 in 1-run games. It's hard for really experienced teams to be that successful in close games, but this is a team that is resilient, and as you mentioned, Jess, even when they're down 4 or 5 runs, it doesn't faze them. They believe that they can come back. Their belief system is second to none.
21 of their 24 games in the SEC are against ranked opponents. For Florida, every single one of their SEC games this year were against ranked opponents. That's how deep and how good the Southeastern Conference has been this year. That's probably why they'll get the overall #1 seed in the NCAA tournament and probably at least half of the home teams for the regionals. 14 of the 15 will go. If Missouri wants to go, they will have to win the SEC tournament to grab that automatic bid. There is the SEC in the top 10 RPI, and we harp on the RPI because traditionally the selection committee has loved the RPI. In that final poll, 94% of the time, if you're in the top 16 RPI, you get a seed. And you get to stay home.
Yeah, where those seeds line up is usually a little different. They like to consider that full body of work. You know, when you look at Oklahoma, if there is one little, I wouldn't say blemish, but one little circle stat that I think is important is their non-conference SOS, strength of schedule, is only 185. So a little bit weak in the preseason SEC scheduling, but obviously made up for it the second the SEC started. Well, and Coach Gasso's talked about that. She wanted it to make sure this team was confident coming into SEC play.
She didn't know they were going to be this good, she's told us. And they've come along nicely. They have by far the best record against top 25 RPI at 16-4. They have a chance to pick up a couple more here tonight and tomorrow.
Well, when you have a young group of kids that compare themselves to the last couple years where they've only lost a couple of games each year, they start freaking out when they have 5 losses. And she had to tell them, look, it's okay. 5 losses is pretty darn good.
Corey Hicks able to draw the walk. 2-out base runner here. Comparison's the thief of joy, and they spent the first half of the season comparing themselves and trying to win a 5th national championship. And the coaches have now got them believing, just win 1. Don't try and win all the last 4 over again.
Absolutely.
Here's Hannah Core in the 9 spot.
That scrappy hitter down here in the 9 hole had a couple hits last night. It was like off the end of the bat, finding grass, off the hands, you know, getting into the left field, right field. And that's how she battles. I mean, that's her role in this spot. Try to get it to the top of the order.
Nice little 5-game hit streak. I think anytime you mention streak with your 9-hitter, that's a good thing.
Yeah, when you're getting on base and rolling it over so that Cassidy Pickering is picking up the bat and you're on base, that's a good thing. That's a good sign.
Erickson out to talk with Hammock. A little bit of sun to deal with now for the pitcher and the batter. The pitch is coming out of the sun into the shade.
it's much more difficult as a hitter. I'm not speaking for pitchers, Smitty, but you're jumping into a shadow versus having to pick up the ball light to dark from 43 feet away. That's not fun.
Two-two pitch.
Hannah Core and Abby Dayton are the queens in this lineup. The foul balls, wasting pitches. Give me another one I can hit or see, either one. You'll see it's almost like a 65, 70% swing just to foul it off.
Buying some time, and now the count goes full. This will give Hicks a chance to get a running start at first. Ball four. And now the top comes up with 2 on base. And your 2 big boppers out of the dugout. When we talked to Tim Walton this week, he said one of the big things is we can come back from a solo home run. We start giving up those 2, 3 grand slams, we're in trouble. Pickering hit one out last night, a solo shot.
And it was opposite field, and that's exactly what she was trying to do. That she was sitting outside, took a hack at a pitch off the plate.
And now down 0-2.
Those are good located pitches, mid to high 60. Just running that fastball, trying to expand that zone.
Second time through here for OU. And skies that one out to Shoemaker, and she'll make the play. Good get there for Kara Hammock out of the jam. For 4 years from start to finish, Falby and Walsh, they've been setting records. They're still chasing them. And with a 2 RPI and a #1 strength of schedule, they are in line certainly to be a top 8. And there could be a lot more softball here at Presley Stadium coming up in the regionals and the super regionals for the Gators, who, of course, were back at the World Series last year, knocked out by Oklahoma in the semifinals. But they did win one, forced the if necessary game, and then, of course, the Jada Coleman walk-off in extra innings. But the Gators have a couple of pieces of hardware, national championships in 14 and 15. Went back to play for another one in 2017 against Oklahoma, so they are the last SEC school with a title and with a trip to the championship series. With the additions of Texas and Oklahoma, very good chance that that drought could come to an end this year. Williams, that one appears to be playable in foul territory, and it is. Mia retired, 1 down. It's the bottom of the order here, facing Kirsten Deal. There's Ava Brown, the DP. 276 on the season when she's not out there in the circle. She's also a 10-game winner.
Threw a couple innings of relief last night, 3 innings. And, fortunately picked up the loss.
Yeah, you don't see as many two-way players anymore, really. I mean, obviously, Jordy Ball and Nigeri Kennedy, 2 awfully good ones this year.
A lot of coaches are worried about injuries on the base path, and it's just focus as well. The extra practice time to be an elite hitter as well as an elite pitcher. I personally wanted to do both because 2.5.
Because you were really good at both.
Well, well, practice time, it's a lot of time to be hanging out and shagging balls if your pitching workout is done. It's like I'd rather be hitting.
Well, and help yourself, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
Can't imagine sitting there not being able to.
And you didn't pitch just because?
I hit everybody. I think I have the record still from my, Little League. Hit everybody.
Hit batters?
Yep. It can be traumatizing when you're younger.
I think it was for
Browns
them.
the walk. You did it for the good of the game. You retired that. Went out to the outfield where you were, you were above average out there, I'd say. Beth Bowens and what do we got? 3 gold medals amongst us. Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza. Everyone excited that Olympic softball is going to be back and going to be in the U.S. in a few years, where Patty Gasso will be coaching the national side.
Yeah, already getting the team together. Tryouts a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, there are a bunch of Gators and Sooners on the squad. Jada Coleman, Tiare Jennings, Kelly Maxwell for Oklahoma, and then Skylar Wallace, Amanda Lorenz, the Florida grads that'll be playing at the World Games in China this August. Also out of the SEC, Savannah Jaquish, Janae Jefferson.
Softball's in such a great place right now. And every time it's coming back into the Olympics, it's always exciting time, but also where the college game has been continuing to grow. AUSL launching its pro league this summer, all the golden tickets that have been given out. Getting these fan bases excited to watch pro softball this summer.
Kenley Cahalan, and that's going to fall in between a couple of outfielders. And a base hit out of the 9 spot.
I don't think either outfielder had a chance to actually catch this. Looks where it's going to drop, and you see the path of Hannah Kaur. She's hesitant to go straight forward, but by the time she's diving, she's nowhere near the ball. Her direction was almost to go back up for the left fielder, Abby Dayton. Neither one was going direct to the ball. That's where Hannah Kaur's got to take over, take charge.
And now a chance for the Gators to take the lead. Falby, good work at short by Garcia to record the out at third.
Wow, this is an impressive play by the freshman Gabby Garcia going into that 5-6 hole. Look at the way she's going to go down and get this. Keeps that ball from getting to the green. She a little bit of a toss over to Nelly, getting back to the bag. So Nelly is up protecting in case a bunt is put down, and that is just great defensive play. One of the best defenses in the country, just 29 errors on the year for this Oklahoma team.
So now it's Jocelyn Erickson, walked and scored in the first. Looking for the 2-out RBI.
I know Jocelyn Erickson's tried to downplay a lot of it, but anytime you're playing your former team, team that I know she wanted to play more on, ends up transferring to Florida from Oklahoma. It's always going to add a little bit more adrenaline's heart rate, the familiarity you have, even with the players, the coaching staff.
Yeah, she would have been behind Kinsey Hansen for a couple of years, so was there for 1 season, winning a championship. Second year with the Gators. And she walks again to load the bases. That's the 4th free pass in 2 innings.
2 outs, they're definitely choosing to pitch to Shoemaker instead of Erickson. Trying to go after the freshman. Both of them, right, do damage, so.
Taylor walked her first time up. Swing and a miss on the first offering.
Taylor has such great hands. I mean, this is a hitter that is only going to get better. Stays inside the ball very well. That's why you see a lot of teams try to come inside to her.
Yeah, that was the scouting report. She really struggled early in SEC play after that hot start, and now has picked it up over the last few weeks. settling back in. Shoemaker, deep center. Is this her first career Grand Slam? Yes, it is.
Pitch around Erickson to get to Taylor Shoemaker. Bad decision. Taylor Shoemaker, I love the adjustment too. After coming inside twice, you could tell she was not interested in that pitch. She gets one more over the middle of the plate, but watch just when she gets her front foot down, her hands in such a strong position. Still sitting behind her with 2 strikes, clearing that center field wall. Beth, you mentioned her first career Grand Slam, 17th home run of the season.
Yeah, unbelievable. And just a great job of competing when she was being attacked on that inner half. That's a miss for Deal. Pitch a little bit too close to the zone when she was ahead.
Patty Gasso out for a chat. Taylor Shoemaker, the Grand Slam for the for the Gators. Having some fun in that dugout.
And how about Tim Walton? I mean, this is a rare time that we see Shoemaker in the 3-hole. You know, putting Erickson in that 2-hole. She ends up adding to the base paths, and then Shoemaker being in more of an RBI position there, capitalizing.
Let's check out the home run swing again.
Take a look at the pitch. It's that backdoor curveball that just gets back over the plate a little bit too much. Foot down, very quick hands to contact that barrel. Boom. Nice bat path, and the ball just hops off. A lot of power from that freshman swing.
Oh, I love the reaction too. I mean, that is definitely a moment that she will remember, not just because it's against Oklahoma, but her first career Grand Slam.
Pitching change for the Sooners. Back in a moment. Bella Smith is the new pitcher, the righty transfer from Campbell, a 2-time Big South Pitcher of the Year. The senior out of Raleigh. She got a start in Texas, 3 solid innings. And now coming on in relief after the Taylor Shoemaker Grand Slam to bust it open for the Gators. Reagan Walsh fouls that off.
And Bella Smith is going to throw about 41% of the time that rise ball. She's consistent, and that's really what Oklahoma needs right now. She's got that good changeup, but it's ability to throw a rise, drop, curve. She'll use all those effectively. Drop ball about 27% of the time, but right now it's limiting free passes, rolling ground balls, letting your defense do the work, and it's trying to stay in this game. This is an Oklahoma team that is 37-0 when they can score 6 or more runs offensively. So really the key right now is for Smith to try to keep this scoreboard and this run differential where it's at.
Walsh out in front.
And even though she has that rise ball, you mentioned Smitty, half of her pitches will be down in the zone between the drop and the change. Those are her biggest swing and miss pitch. So definitely the strategy right now for Florida is ground balls, not fly balls.
Well, this is one of the things Patty's been searching for, is really a consistent number 2 behind Sam Landry. You know, you go into the postseason, and if your offense can put up enough runs, you can use Sam Landry as much as you can, but you need to have consistent outings from your other pitchers coming out of the pen.
Reagan Walsh is hitting some hard foul balls. She's peppering the Stacey Nelson Plaza out there and left. That one will stay on the diamond and finds its way out onto the grass for a base hit. Her second. And the big inning continues.
We're going to use the ground. Reagan Walsh, I mean, just pounds this one over the head. See Smith reaching up to get this, and I'm impressed how Bayani at second base even got to it. No chance of throwing her out, though.
Look, the righty looked like a lefty slapper on that one.
Yes.
Pounding it into the dirt. Base runner for Corby Otis flew out to center first time out. Senior out of Littleton, Colorado. In her second year, was an All-American at Louisville and an All-American here at Florida. Tim Walton hoping that she will be the SEC's Scholar Athlete of the Year with a 4.0 in biology. Loves how she thinks like a coach. And as a bio major, of course, very surgical at the plate. Otis aboard with a walk. And Riley Holtorf will be the 9th Gator to come to the plate.
Fifth free pass of the game already given up by the OU pitching staff.
And all this coming on 2 outs. And the Shoemaker home run, an 0-2 pitch.
Ouch.
If you were watching the Texas series last week, you know that Michelle Smith had a spectacular catch here in the press box. Unfortunately, we cannot revisit that. The netting here at Presley comes all the way over the top.
All the way over.
I thought that one had a shot at coming in. There's the 0-2 pitch.
Smitty got the ball signed.
I did.
And you signed it.
That's right. Katie Stewart with that very opportunistic foul ball.
That was Katie Stewart, right?
Yeah.
How about Texas today? What was it, back-to-back-to-back home runs? They hit 4 total in the game. Reese Atwood, first Longhorn ever with 200 RBIs. Got RBI on the brain.
Yeah. Bounce back. They were defeated last weekend, our rivals. They were in every game, too.
Yeah.
Scoring runs, but couldn't come away with the dub.
Mississippi State beat Ole Miss to win that series. Game 3 of that Texas A&M Tennessee series right now leaning heavy Aggies as they try and lock down second place in the league. That SEC bracket should start to take a little more shape after tonight's games. We know Oklahoma's the 1 seed. Florida could be anywhere from 5 to 9. Right off the end of the bat, squirts to short, and Garcia gobbles it up. But damage done, Jess.
17th home run of the season. Taylor Shoemaker, the freshman, first grand slam of her career. And the reacts say it all.
Thank you so much, Dari. There is a look at your updated standings. Arkansas is playing later tonight. Mississippi State's already a winner, and Alabama in action tonight as well. How insane is the SEC tournament going to be? Gets underway next Tuesday. We've got every pitch, every game for you. Headed towards the women's selection show. Ella Parker, I mean, who's swinging a hotter bat than her right now? Nobody.
I'm just, honestly, I'm so happy for her because she was so hesitant, so in her mind about her injury. And now just seeing her get that front foot down with conviction, and then the hands, again, pulling an outside pitch. She's so dang strong. Her last hit, a double to the wall. This one just smoked, no chance for a single. It is a tough out to get Parker.
And gonna get doubled off the bag at first. Cahalan, 2 down.
Cahalan in the right spot. And this is a Florida defense that can glove it up very well. That is the 25th double play of the year. You can see it looks like it's going through the 5-6 hole, and that's one of those ones as a runner. It's tough because you're leaning, you're thinking that's getting out to the grass. It's gloved up, double play.
So that's how you get Ella out.
That's how you get out. Well, she's got a hit in her last 5 plate appearances in this series. Here's Gabby Garcia, who drove in the run back in the first and lined out to left. Gators showing off the glove work. Up 5-1. Tournaments have brought us 5 different champs. 4 different seeds have won the title in the last 5 years. Ground ball to short. Garcia's there. We had a 7 seed win the whole thing. We had a 10 seed reach the finals a couple of years ago in South Carolina. The Florida Gators are your defending SEC tournament champs. They and Alabama tied for the most with 6 of them. Alabama, the only home team to ever win the tournament. They've done it twice. We are headed to Athens, Georgia next week. If you're looking at your bracket at home, Georgia has expressed a desire to play games during the day. So depending on what their seed ends up being, you may have to flip your bracket. They want to play the dayside games. So it's yet to be determined if as the 1 seed Oklahoma would be playing in the day or at night. Brown. Another sellout crowd tonight. It has been spectacular here in Gainesville. 1 more to go tomorrow. Rumor is we're moving over to ESPN, the mothership, 5 Eastern.
Heck yeah. Look at who we got playing.
Here's a good one for you, Mendoza. One school or the other has been playing for the national championship in 13 of the last 15 years.
Dang.
That's how consistently good they've been.
That's why we're on the mothership tomorrow.
Poor Stacy Nelson. Her plaza is getting just peppered tonight. There you go. 8 times for Oklahoma, 5 times for Florida, and that epic head-to-head matchup, the Shea Knighton 17th inning home run when the Sooners beat the Gators for the crown. That'll stay fair. Nellie Mack's got it. Let's send it to Dari.
All right, guys, how about 2 teams looking to get into that top 8 for a single bye, right, in the tournament? Bama, South Carolina. Bama rolled them 13-1 yesterday. South Carolina, though, 3-run shot. Lexi Winters, they're on top 3-zip.
Thank you, Dari. Oh, that's big for those 2 in the middle of the pack right now, trying to move their way up. Stay out of that bottom group of 5 teams that would have to win 5 games in 5 days to take home the title.
Well, the turnaround is just so quick, too.
Quick.
We're playing on Tuesday.
Cahalan slices that to left, and it's a 1-2-3 inning.
Tim.
Okay, go Gators.
Well, it's been a big night for Kara Hammock, too. 3 innings of work, just needed 48 pitches to get the job done so far, including a 5-pitch 3rd inning for the senior.
Just giving up 2 hits, both to Ella Parker. Has done a good job of allowing her defense to work behind her. She had a couple of free passes that got her into a little bit of trouble, but at this point, she's settling in.
Here's Agbayani. Five, 6, and 7 coming up. She lined out to Falby her first time up. You know, when Tim Walton was looking at the schedule, I mean, just a really rough finish. Trip to LSU, knowing Oklahoma was coming in here, he said, if we can go 6-4 in our last 10, we'd take that. Right now they're 4-4, so they're looking to win these last 2 and win a series against Oklahoma. I mean, they're still very much in the conversation as well for the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament, especially if they go back-to-back at the SEC championships.
Yeah.
And a strikeout for Hammock.
How about Hammock? A little bit of a smile there, picking up a big strikeout first of the game, and you can see the way that she's going to put this drop ball in the inner half after working Agbayani on the outer half. She gets that drop ball to roll off the table and Agbayani to swing through it.
What a moment for her. You know, you hear so much about the portal, and whether you like it or whether you don't, it's the reality of it. But a player like Kara Hammock transfers in from UNCW, wanted a bigger stage, wanted a night like tonight, and to be a part of something special at Florida, and it's coming true for her. Oh, right on cue. Keep talking me up, BMO, come on.
Yeah, and to think the emotion and the tears with the senior celebrations before the game starts, to be able to settle yourself in. And a little bit of a rough first inning, but like Coach mentioned, hey, you start out the game, runners at 2nd and 3rd with no outs, and you give up just 1 run, doing a good job.
It's also so cool because not just the fans, her friends and family all coming in for this special occasion, and that was a lot of the emotion, is a lot of that love and appreciation. I always think it's hard right before the game, though. They're crying in tears. Now go pitch against Oklahoma.
Eric's in out for a chat. I thought one of the coolest moments I've seen all year is, you know, the Women's Basketball Championships, Caitlin Chen at UConn, who transferred from Princeton, wins a national championship with UConn, and all of her Princeton teammates were there at the national championship game to celebrate with her. She had left after she had gotten her degree.
That's awesome.
They probably felt like they were a part of it.
Yeah. Sometimes the friendships and the good times remain and go with you to the next stop. Sometimes they don't. Sanders draws the walk and a 2-out base runner for Oklahoma.
It's amazing the disparity for Cindy Sanders. She's hitting 180 in conference, but her on base is 400.
Yeah.
I mean, she does a lot of that. Great eye, gets on base.
Was a power hitter, right, early in her career, and now a lot more walks. There's Corey Hicks. Corey getting the start behind the dish, the freshman from San Jose. Walked her first time up, so all 3 at the bottom of the order have reached base on a freebie. As the Sooners try and chip away at the deficit. These are 2 of the higher scoring teams around, so you can't really feel that any lead is safe this early. One, 2. Got her. Off speed, and Hammock walking tall tonight in Gainesville.
How about Hammock with the strikeout against Agbayani, the drop ball falling off the table. And she says, hey, I'm athletic, I can glove it up too. Throw it over to my buddy at first, Reagan Wash. And then how about the changeup for the strikeout? Hammock getting it done.
first SEC title to join all those Big 12 championships. That means it's their 12th in the last 13 years. And of course, it's carried over into the postseason. They have won 6 of the last 8 national championships.
Getting groomed by your players.
Staying humble. They've been to the World Series 8 years in a row, played for the championship 5 years in a row. And, you know, she's bashful about it, but perhaps the best coaching job with the fact that they lost their 3 ace pitchers and 6 of their 8 starters in the field. Find themselves down, though, 5-1. She said they want to take care of it on their own with a win in one of these last 2 games as Falby is out at first.
Probably just trying to make something happen. She's been a little silent so far in this series, puts that bunt down. But how about Nellie Mack charging in immediately, reads those hands, the turnover rate. The throw very close at first base.
That is a base hit as soon as that hits the ground. That is a perfect drag bunt. Nellie Mack making a fantastic play. With the speed of Kendra Falby.
I'm surprised they didn't maybe take a look at that. It was so bang, bang. It was so close.
Jocelyn Erickson has walked twice and scored twice.
I think for a lot of these lefties, almost sit inside. Oklahoma has definitely tried to come in. Erickson, this at bat, has backed off the plate just a little bit more. Normally she crowds a lot more. Quick hands. They did come back inside, and she just kind of swats at it.
Yeah, that pitch looked like it was about a foot off the plate inside, and was able to get rid of it.
Full count. Erickson sends that one out to deep right center, and on the move is Pickering. 2 down, and that'll bring up the grand slammer, Taylor Shoemaker.
Back in the 2nd inning, bases juiced. Taylor Shoemaker, this is the difference of the game right here. First career grand slam, does a nice job too after going down 0-2. Yes, gets a pitch meaty over the plate. But was able to battle into that count, and they've consistently tried to come inside.
And that was off the lefty Kirsten Deal 0-2 pitch.
Yeah.
That's just a big mistake that you can't make in that situation. Shoemaker makes her pay.
First time seeing Bella Smith. Pulled the Sanders, nice charge to stay down on it. And a 1-2-3 inning. OU winning in extras last night, and Shoemaker with the big swing here this evening. Oklahoma, with other games going on today, has won the SEC regular season championship in their inaugural season in the league. The rest of the bracket starting to take shape behind them in this final weekend of the regular season. Florida can finish anywhere from 5th to 9th, so they will have a single bye in the tournament. A double bye for OU. And the other thing going on right now is Florida and Tim Walton looking for their first win against a #1 ranked opponent since 2014. It's only the second time a #1 ranked team has come here. Drilled out to left, and that gets by Otis, and Core racing around to second. Lead off, extra base hit.
Hannah Core just keeps swinging the hot bat, too. She has battled in this 9 spot. We saw a couple hits from her last night. This one getting into a count. A pitch down in the zone, too. This is below the strike zone, goes down and gets this. An interesting route. Corby Otis kind of went straight to it, got right by her. But a nice job from Hannah Core to roll up the top of this lineup for Oklahoma.
Bottom of the order continuing to get on base in this series for Oklahoma. They were on base 7 times yesterday, already on base 4 times tonight. Outside corner from Hammock. Pickering a hit in 7 straight games. Flailed at that one.
Hammock using that changeup just enough to keep Oklahoma off balance. And she's going to go talk to Coach Gasso.
Kind of uncharacteristic, too, for Cassidy Pickering to chase and kind of have that half swing. Usually does a great job of getting into a count, getting pitches that she can drive.
So she'll try and hit the reset button here. OU just 1 hit tonight with runners on base. Two and two. And now a full count and an extra base. On the wild pitch, Core over to third. Fights on for 3-2.
This is what's hard, too, for Hammock is to get her out. Yes, there's the changeup, but you want to come back inside, and that pitch is a strike. But with a 3-2 count, do you go back in there knowing that the umpire isn't giving it to you?
That's right. It's tough.
Just foul.
That one, she got lucky on that. She missed middle.
Pickering's still a little bit out in front of that pitch.
And fights back to draw the walk, her second of the game. And a couple on board for Parker, who has a hit in her last 5 plate appearances. That includes a home run last night. Chance for the Sooners to get right back in it.
They got to be really careful, Ella Parker, just in general, but anything middle away, that's what she's been crushing. Even when her legs are out of it, her hands have been so strong.
Parker smashes that and out of here. Ella Parker continues on her tear. And a 3-run shot to make it a 1-run game.
She's so hot right now. This ability, too, this is middle. This is exactly where it's like no-fly zone. Can't throw Ella Parker here. Middle away, this one's just middle and up. And Parker, we've talked about it, the confidence she's got. I love, too, she's getting into that front leg. You see That leg kick now getting up. It wasn't like that before. She gets the front foot down. Hands, hips, everything together. She is crushing the softball.
Yeah, and you have to miss in the direction of the pitch, and that one just misses right down the middle and gets tattooed.
Home run, single, single, double, single, 3-run shot. And it's 5-4, and the Gators will make a pitching change.
Parker, if she gets another at-bat and hits a triple, she'll hit for the cycle.
Well, I was just about to ask you, do you throw to her here or do you load up the bases, get the force out and take your chances with Nellie Mack, who's, you know, not been a slouch by any means this year. But Caitlin Oxley is your new pitcher.
Yeah, I think you just can't throw her something that good in any count.
Let's go back to this sweet swing.
Watch her front leg. This is what I noticed that's the difference. That kick, her foot getting up in the air. It was kind of hovering over the ground before, so it would kind of get like a couple inches off. Now she's getting up and in to her legs in a way that she hasn't since that injury to that front foot. And so I see a difference in Ella Parker this weekend, starting last weekend, but it's really the slug that's been the biggest difference maker.
And her numbers are astronomical. Last 6 games, she's hitting over 500. 5 home runs now in that time frame. I mean, it's just been unbelievable. You can tell when she's healthy, she's swinging a happy bat.
Yeah, a home run in 4 straight games now. Much to the chagrin of Texas and Florida.
And I don't think a lot of people realize, because they know what Ella Parker did last year. You're seeing what she's doing now, but she was hitting below 100 through the first 3 weeks in the SEC.
And is this going to tie it up? Oh, what a catch by Falby, running into the wall in center. She has stolen another one.
I mean, it does not get any better in center field than Kendra Falby. And there's a lot of good outfielders in softball right now. This is ridiculous. I get it's your home field, but she's in the air up against the wall making that catch. Look at where she's at. Foot up, ready to hit the wall. You just don't do that. You see that hit off the wall, you see it maybe, you get a glove on it, but not being able to make the catch in the air. That's like straight up Superwoman stuff. Oh, I love it. We've seen Falby rob home runs, go over the wall. This was in the park, which is even harder. I know it sounds crazy, but when it's over the wall, you can actually use your footing to get up over it. There she was just straight up Air Jordan.
Forget the senior day flowers, get her a cape. One-two to Garcia.
It's her reads too. Sorry, we're gonna talk about the catch for the rest of the inning. I don't care what happens.
Fangirl away, Mendoza.
Because it's the drop step to get her in that position too. That was smoked. Because she'll play. What I love about Kendra Falby, you guys, she doesn't play deep ever. Because she trusts her speed to get back. Look at how far her distance is from the wall. And we've got the power hitters of Oklahoma coming up right now. That's what I love. She knows she can get back. She just doesn't want to get beat in.
Garcia will draw the walk here. Some more glove love.
But look at her first reacts. Drop step straight back to be able, oh my goodness, to get into that position. I mean, this is like 12 steps in the air. I think she slammed her head against the wall. Yeah, Nellie Mack, you just got to tip your helmet. That's a double, without a doubt, off the bat against 95% of the center fielders in this country.
Well, and Tim Walton told us this week, you know, one of the keys when you're playing in this kind of environment against this kind of opponent, play competitive, but don't compound your mistakes. Don't carry a bad day at the plate out in the field. Falby has compartmentalized it, getting the job done defensively, pumping up her teammates. I mean, one of the best athletes you'll find.
And I love what you said, Beth, because she's been struggling the worst that she has this season at the plate, right? She had 3 strikeouts yesterday, 0 for 5, trying to even get on with a drag bunt. Her last at bat, struck out earlier in this game. But that's what doesn't slump. It's just straight up reads, defense, and talent.
Back to the pitcher, Oxley. They get the out at first. Here's the athleticism of Kendra Falby.
Look at getting up on this. Sorry, I can't see this enough, but her vertical. I mean, this is why she's so 34 inches, you guys. Look at that.
Wow, that's touch the rim kind of vertical.
Amazing. And you mentioned it, Jess. You can have all those tools if you don't read the ball off the bat. I mean, just her instincts are second to none.
Two one to Dayton.
Caitlin Oxley's done a nice job too, just mixing speed, staying down in the zone, hitting the corners.
2-2 pitch. Dayton gets a hold of one. Back goes Otis on the run to make the catch. All right, plenty of Falby fangirling. Let's get back to some Parker praise, ladies, in a 3-run shot.
Ella Parker, their 10th home run of the year, 3 for 3 on the night, getting Oklahoma closer to tying up Florida.
The weather's holding up tonight in Gainesville as we head to the bottom of the 5th in a 1-run game. A Taylor Shoemaker grand slam for Florida, an Ella Parker 3-run home run for Oklahoma. And it's back to the Gator swingers. Here's Walsh, 4, 5, and 6 coming up. Reagan Walsh hits that one a ton, and it is out of here. Solo shot on senior weekend.
How about matching the 3 for 3 night? We just talked Parker, 2 singles and a home run. Reagan Walsh, she's doing much of the same. Started this game off, RBI single back in the first, and then this one on a 1-0 count too. I mean, go upstairs and get you some. This is above the strike zone. And watch her hands just stay flat to the zone. If you've got that undercut swing that we see so many hitters have, you have no chance at this. She meets it right at the top of the zone, greets it on out of here for another run for the Gators.
Almost took out our camera guy out there down the left field line. Had to duck for cover. Josiah, he's all right. He's back on frame.
Well, he would have caught it. He would have dove. He was watching Falby last inning.
And just like that, it's 6-4. Here's Cordy Otis. What a night for all of the Florida seniors, from Hammock in the circle, Falby with that catch, Walsh with a home run. See if Otis can get in on the action. pitch. And she does. Blast that out to left. The other senior is Brooke Bernard out of Palm Beach Gardens. And when a Gator hits a home run like Reagan Walsh just did, Bernard is the wedgie woman. And after every home run, Brooke gets after it.
And we've decided over the last 2 years that's a lot of wedgies.
That's 190 wedgies. We need to talk to Brooke tomorrow to see what kind of training goes into that.
Well, that's actually 2 home runs today.
Yeah,
so that's
so
193
Oh,
home
3.
runs.
There's got to be a kettlebell workout. I don't know if there's a mannequin involved, in the off season.
Who does she hand it off to?
We got to,
do you,
who gets it next year?
Do you have like a training camp?
Might be.
Okay, tryouts?
It might tryouts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Incoming freshmen, are you in on it? Do you
Yeah.
have to be a veteran? There's so much that could go
So
into it.
much that we need to
And it's
talk
been
there.
going back since the Francesca Anea era.
Yes.
This is like, we're talking
We need to
over a decade.
ask some very
Yeah. There's some very candid questions.
Candid
Where's Holly
questions.
Rowe when you need
Quite
her?
frankly.
yes.
All the seniors have a hand in it tonight.
Wow, that's good.
On a 6-4 lead. There she is.
Too many puns. I'll just write them all down on paper so we don't have to say them on air.
Doctor letters. Majored in BS. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Riley Holtorf. The grad student senior, the transfer from UW. Looking to make some memories tonight and win a win against a #1 ranked opponent.
For Tim Walton, too. And you guys talked about this a lot last night. I mean, it's ridiculous. The assistant coach record, he's the only person to ever beat Patty Gasso, having coached with her. And it's what, like 70-1?
62-1.
62-1. So how much that would mean, I think, to Tim, and he would downplay it. I mean, a win is a win, but it doesn't happen very often against Patty Gasso.
It's like Nick Saban-ish, right? I mean, when a lot of the former
Yes, that's-
assistants did not
Well,
have
and you
a lot
know,
of
I would
success.
think too. A lot of the SEC schools don't like the the new kids on the block coming in and taking the trophy like this. Could be 2. Oh, I think Sanders did her foot come off the base. She wants a replay review, and Patty will oblige.
This ball well struck, but Nelly immediately knows she's going to be going over to Agbayani. Nice turn, and let's see, Sid Sanders
Oh, they
has a
got her.
great stretch. It looks like her foot is on the bag. I don't think her foot comes off.
They got her.
I'll go back to the replay review center in Birmingham. Should be quick since apparently there's rain everywhere else around the SEC tonight. All eyes will be on this one. Dustin Douglas, Brian Crochet, Keith Kearney, umpires. Oof.
I don't know.
Oh.
Now that
After
looked-
review, the ruling on the field is upheld. The runner at first base is safe. That is Oklahoma's first challenge.
I think Holtorf had a little extra gas getting down that
Yeah.
line. You could tell she did not want to be doubled off.
Yeah, that's the look right there. Boom. Ooh, man.
Wow.
That's close.
So close.
Definitely not enough to overturn, that's for sure.
No, that's why he said upheld, yeah. So a 1-out base runner for Mia Williams. 5 home runs in her last 11 games. 0 for 2 so far tonight. 2-run shot for Mia in game 1 last night.
Well, we've talked a lot about the home runs in this series so far, but it's also been the defense. Both clubs had 2 double plays last night.
Williams yanks that one deep left and off the roof. of the bullpen. 2-run shot, her second of the series.
Wow. Mia Williams. There it is. Go,
Get
Brooke.
after it, Brooke.
Go get her, Brooke. How about sitting on this changeup? This one is just blasted. Look at the way she's going to get right underneath of that ball, barrel it up. She's not fooled at all. The load on the backside, that barrel comes through and just whacks that ball.
Off the roof.
And wow.
Way out.
And significant that Holdhorf did hustle down that line, and that was not a double play, so a 2-run shot instead of a solo shot for Mia Williams. How about her 19th home run of the year?
And the wedgie woman strikes again. Mia's got it going. 2 home runs this inning after Oklahoma had gotten the game to within a single run. Ava Brown 0 for 1 with a walk. She gets a hold of one on the track at the wall, and it goes over off the glove of Abby Dayton. Back to back for the Gators.
Not in Kendra Falby's house. She's the only one that robs home runs in this ballpark. This is a unbelievable job of getting to this pitch to blast it straight up. When you think about, too, Ava Brown had been struggling in this series, got underneath this, and I thought Abby Dayton had a chance. It hits off her glove. It just goes to show you how difficult it is to make that catch. But another home run, that's 3 in this inning.
Their 4th of the night. Brooke Bernard exhausted.
She's exhausted.
She's going to need some icy hot after this one.
Definitely bicep curls. Like, I'm thinking of all the training needed for sure.
I mean, she's never had to do 3 wedgies in an inning all year. This is the first time. A 3 home run inning.
Wait, Karen Johns
Blisters.
has a wedgie count per inning. I mean, this is like next level stats happening right now.
2 solos and a 2-runner and a new pitcher.
How about this crowd, too? I mean, they've been on their feet all inning long. The entertainment from their offense coming off of the Falby catch, which has created this momentum.
It's the freshman Audrey Lowry who will come on. Number 2 pitcher in the country coming out of high school. Has been dealing with a muscle strain, and look who's coming up.
Yes.
It's the senior, Brooke Bernard.
So I want to know, if she hits
Who
a home
does it?
run, who does the wedgie?
Oh, my goodness.
Is it a self wedgie?
A self wedgie? I don't know.
Please hit a home run. We need to know. Who takes over?
Brooke's got 2 hits on the season. One of them's a home run. What a night for these seniors. Takes a look at strike 1. Lowry 5-0 on the season with a 3.73 ERA, but her last decision was on March 9th. The muscle strain has sidetracked her out for a month, trying to get back to form. 0-2 pitch here. Chopper to short. Garcia makes the play. 2 down. Back to the top of the order.
How much say do we get in post-game interviews? Like, do you think we should interview Brooke Barnard? I know there's been a lot of home runs, and we still have to get the results of this game.
There's still time.
But I think Beth, she could pick anyone right now.
Falby looking for her first hit of the series, and she's got it. And a sigh of relief as she looks to the heavens. Fitting that's an infield hit, and she uses her legs to burn down that line. And now look out, speed on the bases. Erickson. Out on the grass to make the catch is Agbayani. Big inning for the Gators. 3 home runs. Back out. Home run heaven tonight in Gainesville. A 9-4 Florida lead over Oklahoma. Parker had a 3-run homer for the Sooners, but the Gators have counted with 4 of their own, including a Shoemaker home run, and then 3 homers in the bottom of the 5th inning. And second time tonight, they've sent at least 8 to the plate in an inning. Comfortably back in front. Oklahoma still has some outs to work with. And here's Sid Sanders, 7, 8, and 9 coming around. Oklahoma has already clinched the SEC regular season championship, courtesy of Tennessee's win over Texas A&M earlier today. Their game 3 rain tonight. They'll resume it tomorrow morning, so we'll still have to wait and see what 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place look like. The top 4 all get a bye for the SEC tournament, which starts on Tuesday in Athens. 5 through 9 get a single bye. 1 through 4 the double.
And that double bye is big. You're not having to play till Thursday. Looking at winning 1 game a day for 3 days instead of potentially 4 or 5 days in a row.
And believe it or not, we are just 8 days away from Selection Sunday. May 11th, 2 hours of coverage for you on ESPN2 as Sanders draws a walk. Looks like a pinch hitter is coming up for Oklahoma. Tia Malloy had a single to drive in a run last night.
The first RBI of the season in the conference. It was a big one.
They took the opener last night, 6-5 in extra innings. Both of these teams have 5 wins against top 10 RPI foes. Their resumes are as good as anybody's. Erickson thought about the throw down. Cheney, the pinch runner down there. And that'll drop over the head of Cahalan. Malloy. Boy, coming through big the last couple of weekends as a pinch hitter for Oklahoma. 2 on base, nobody out. And that lead not looking as comfortable as just a moment ago, because here comes Core and then the top of the order.
Core's been very strong in that 9-hole for Oklahoma. Double in her last at bat, 2 hits last night.
Stephanie Van Brakel pro throw out to talk to her pitcher. Here's a look at the postseason push. Their records, 2 of the top 3 RPIs at Florida strength of schedule, second to none. And Oklahoma is 16-4 against the top 25 RPI. That is the best in the country. I would think the selection committee would have a hard time not giving the overall #1 seed in the NCAA tournament to the SEC champion, considering how strong the league has been this year. Outside of the SEC, UCLA looks good. Florida State looks good. They probably will both be getting top 8 seeds and could stay home for regionals and supers. Outside of that, a lot of SEC.
A lot of SEC. Oregon looks very good. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be SEC heavy.
Florida State trying to win the big, win the ACC this weekend. Oregon a game up on UCLA in the Big Ten. Texas Tech has already won the Big 12, so they might just grab like a 15 or 16 seed. And there's going to be another change coming. Here's what we were talking about in the Power 4 conferences. Of course, the Pac-12 dispersing around the country. Congrats to Jerry Glasgow and his crew. Nigeria Kennedy, they win the Big 12. Florida State is playing Virginia Tech this weekend. Their series getting underway tonight. And Florida State leads that one 7-3, so they could clinch here momentarily. Oregon and UCLA, that may come down to the final game on Sunday. Oregon, with a sweep of Michigan State, would win the title. Both pitching staffs getting a workout here today. This is going to be Ava Brown, who's been in the game as the DP, now coming on to pitch.
Threw 3 innings last night in relief. Should be in the mid-60s. Really heavy screwball changeup. That screwball was effective last night, trying to work that away from the lefties into the righties. Good changeup as well.
I'm guessing she must not have been quite warm, because Stephanie Van Brakel coming out, almost delaying before then Tim Walton came out.
Yep.
Well, they probably looked at the scorebook and saw that Core, Pickering, and Parker all got after the last pitcher, so Brown coming on to see them.
Well, there's the scout on Brown. A lot of fly ball outs, and again, screwball, rise ball heavy. A lot more upspin, but it's the 3 different speeds. That's what she's going to need to use. So she's going to spin the rise ball at times, be more off speed. She has the changeup as well. So the air guitar comes out for Hannah
Nice. Little Metallica back on tour this summer.
So she's feeling loose. Look at you, metalhead. Who would have thought?
I have a heavy metal influence in the household. I go with it.
I got one of those too.
The Hubs like to rock out.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, they do. Here's the 2-1 pitch. coming back at us.
Oh, that one would have been to us.
Yep. I gotta talk to them about taking
No,
that top
at least the
netting down.
top. Give us a chance. Well, give Smitty a chance.
This is Ava's 16th appearance in relief. Hey, there they are. Core. Cahalan steps on the bag at third and throws to second instead of first. And they don't get the out there. They'd only get the out at third.
I think I probably would have gone down to first. Now, granted, Hannah Core does have some speed, but she's a right-handed hitter. It gives you a little bit more time to make that long throw across the infield.
So here comes the top, Pickering, and then Parker. Has reached twice with a couple of walks tonight. Came into the weekend with the best batting average in the SEC in league play.
And she's definitely had more hesitant swings this series. We've seen a lot more check swings, kind of, you know, waving at the ball, which normally she's very confident in understanding her strike zone and what she's looking for. Kind of waiting for her to break out of this one.
Got in a hole her last time up, got and bounced out of it to draw the walk.
They got to be careful too, going back to that same spot. That middle away zone for a lot of these Sooner hitters, they do a good job of going opposite field.
And to your point, Jess, you can go back there, but you've got to make sure you have a really good change in velocity. So go back there at 64, then come back at 54, like that.
Pickering could only wave at that one.
Asking if it was a strike.
High 2-2.
To come inside. Everything's been away or off speed.
Jammed her.
It's helped set up everything else, and she keeps asking home plate umpire, was that a strike, was that not? I haven't seen her do that very often. I think her understanding right now, the strike zone, or really more importantly, his strike zone, is would you have rung me out on that?
Nope, full count.
I'm surprised Jocelyn Erickson behind the plate didn't hold that just a second longer. She popped up, and I think they had a chance for the strikeout.
Swing and a miss, got her. 2 down, and what do you do with Parker?
Well, that is a great pitch location. Pitch prior is a changeup. They don't get the call. They go back out with the screwball, and they get Pickering to swing through that. And the emotion from both Brown and Erickson, that is a huge out.
Ooh, this is tough.
See if they can get her to fish on that first one.
She's hitting everything right now, too. There really isn't an area that you can go with Ella Parker.
6 straight hits. Ooh, they do throw her a strike.
You definitely can't intentionally walk her. You got Nellie Mack on deck. Remember, Kendra Falby robbed of a double off the wall.
Good scoop by Erickson. Oh, SEC defensive catcher. Parker, not this time. Shoemaker's got it, and that'll end the threat. Everybody getting in on the action. Trying to knock off Oklahoma. Hammock, a terrific start. Walsh, a big night at the plate. Falby, fabulous defense. And Brooke Bernard got an at-bat and 4 wedgies.
Given.
The wedgie woman with 4 Florida home runs tonight.
It's a badge of honor
It is.
to be the wedgie handler.
The wedgie woman.
It's really like a captain.
It is.
Here's Shoemaker, who had the grand slam to get the party started in the second inning. The other thing they're trying to fight off this weekend, they've already lost 2 series at home. In Florida softball history, they have never lost 3 home series in a single season. Falling here to Arkansas and Texas.
It's a different SEC.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Arkansas is looking strong of late. And a strikeout there for Lowry. 1 down.
Lowry's gonna look to win this lefty-lefty matchup. Curveball in the outer half. Catches Shoemaker looking at that pitch as it runs away from her.
Could be the start of 4 years, those two going head-to-head, the 2 freshmen. Here's Reagan Walsh. Single, single, home run. For the series, 6 for 7. With 3 RBI. The hook pulled her back, 1 and 2. So she's in front of Francesca now, number 2 all-time only, the great Lauren Hager. Chopped to short, bounces up at Garcia, and Walsh is aboard. Up to the score right now to see if she's 4 for 4, but I'd say she should be.
That's got to be a hit. And this is an impossible play for Gabby Garcia. She did everything that she could. Almost looked like a catcher trying to get around the ball.
She'll be lifted for a pinch runner. Could re-enter if need be. That's Kylie Shaw out to run for her.
Garcia, the ball actually hit off her hand. She's taking it out of her glove right now and just shaking it.
Otis, another hard hit ball, and nowhere for Nellie Mack to go with it. Ten hits on the night now for Florida with the 9 runs. And just like that, we are in run rule territory. With Riley Holtorf coming up. 3 runs away from a run rule. Holtorf, deep center, and the catch on the track by Core. 2 down.
Wow, that's right.
That looked like it was out off the bat. 3 consecutive hard contact. Look at that, last
That is
loss.
crazy.
10 years
10
ago.
years ago.
Crazy. That senior class last year graduated without ever getting run ruled or shut out.
That last hit just needed 2 more feet and they would have done it.
Can Mia Williams end it? She's already hit a home run tonight. Truth be told, we were handed that sheet of paper by the great Karen Johns earlier tonight, the last run rule, and then Parker hit the home run, and I tore it up, said I probably won't need that tonight. And now I'm scrambling to get that little piece of paper back.
Well, she's scrambling to get you that paper back.
It was Baylor in 2015.
There was a whole graphic on it, too.
I saw that.
Yeah.
We have Cruz on top of it. Williams, ground ball to third. And that will end the threat, but we are headed to the seventh. Florida in charge. Storylines tonight, Oklahoma winning the SEC championship today, courtesy of Tennessee's win over Texas A&M earlier tonight. And for Florida, they are looking for their first win against a #1 ranked opponent in quite some time. 2014 at the World Series. Last time in the regular season, 2013 at Alabama. Last time here in Gainesville, 2007 against Tennessee. Megan Rhodes, the pitcher for Tennessee. They beat the J-Train at Alabama. They beat Sheridan Hawkins at the World Series. And they are 3 outs away from that historic win. And that would make tomorrow's game on ESPN at 5 Eastern, the rubber match. And give that NCAA tournament selection committee some food for thought.
Well, even just going into the tournament, we think we know, but then you have the tournaments themselves that are going to scramble it all up again.
3, 4, and 5 here are the last chance for the Sooners. Nellie McEnroe-Marinas is 0 for 3.
2 lineouts, though. Lined out hard to third base, and then Falby's catch out in center.
She got Falbied.
In for a strike. Decisions to be made for both coaches, too, as to who gets the call for the ball to start the game 3 tomorrow.
Sam Landry threw 140 pitches.
Yep, 144.
Last night.
144. Yeah, 144. Most she's ever thrown.
Yep. I don't think we see her. I mean, if I was Patty, I probably would rest her knowing going into the tournament.
I want to see her.
Give the people what they want. Well, and I love the coaching dynamic, too. You know, Patty and Tim, former head coach and assistant coach. They may be friends. They may be pen pals. They may really want to beat each other and win the series.
Yes. Will be interesting. Well, and, you know, think about it, too. They win the regular season, but they also lost series to Tennessee, Alabama. Could they potentially lose this? If the Gators hold on and win tonight. Think about it, you could be regular season champs having lost potentially 3 series. Just how tough the conference is.
Full count. Lost her. What is that, 6 walks tonight?
I have that's actually 8 walks that the staff has given up.
You were close.
I have 7. That's why I'm a doctor of letters, not numbers. What do you got, Jess? You're the deciding vote.
I got 8.
Okay, 8 it is. Here's Garcia. Two and 1.
It's hard too when you have pitchers that work the corners. They go laterally. Ava Brown does a good job, the screwball and curveball. And when you're not getting the corners called, then Jocelyn Erickson doing a good job of calling timeout.
Yep. Sometimes it's just a little reset, you know, throw to my glove, trust your stuff, work your spins.
And it doesn't mean you have to come over the plate. Yeah, that's a great job. Still staying to what you do best.
Another 2-strike count. Garcia, slow roller to Cahalan over to first. 1 down.
Every at bat for Agbayani, who's up to bat right now, she's shown bunt. And that was something that she did even last night to get a hit.
First pitch swinging, more work for Cahalan. Over to first, 2 down.
Getting surprisingly more chase from Oklahoma. I mean, those are pitches Ava Brown throwing off the plate, working those corners. Agbayani kind of chasing it off the end of the bat.
Sydney Barker will be the pinch hitter. Last chance here for the Sooners. She got the start yesterday at first base. Heart of the order today for Oklahoma has been quiet. 3, 4, 5, 6 without a hit. Barker launches one down the line and foul. Three hits as a pinch hitter this year. All of them left the yard. Almost did it again. Down to their last strike. Barker. Glove by Cahalan. She'll get all 3 outs in the inning. And the Florida Gators, for the first time since 2014, have beaten number 1. And the first time the home folks can celebrate it since 2007. And they've evened the series with the Sooners. Let's take a look at tonight's Reliable Connection, brought to you by T-Mobile 5G home internet, a lot of home runs.
Starting back in the second inning, the freshman Shoemaker, grand slam, first of her career. That was in response to OU. Then upstairs, go get it, Reagan Walsh. Part of a 4-run 5th inning that included 2 more home runs from Mia Williams and Ava Brown. It's been the long ball, it's been the wedgies, it's been a whole lot of offense from this Gators team that's led the SEC all year. RBI, hits, and runs.
5 o'clock tomorrow night on ESPN for the rubber match.